What's up, people? I am back. I will be doing World Is Not Enough later in the week, maybe like Saturday or morning or Sunday morning. Sorry, I was just tired yesterday. It was another case of that. But today, I am doing Commando because I've been wanting to do like action movies since we're in the summer, and I figured it's a good time right now to do action. So I'm doing Commando today. Maybe next week I'll either do another Schwarzenegger film or it will be like another action film. It'll either be Commando, maybe Bloodsport. I'm also thinking maybe Raw Deal. I haven't watched that one in a while with Schwarzenegger, so it'll be something like that. Tomorrow, Starship Troopers 3, finally. I'm probably actually just going to rewatch it since I'll admit it's been a little bit, like at least several weeks since I reviewed it, so. But I really did. Commando is one of those. I mean, I had to put in one of my favorites for 1985. It was just such a good. It is so 80s. It's Arnold at his best. Simple story. John Matrix is in hiding, in a new life with his daughter. Granted, it is Alyssa Milano. Obviously, how I feel about her now, but I think she was fine in this movie. She played the little girl role, Jenny, I think was her name. I thought she did a good job. But Bennett he's my favorite part of the movie. He was a fucking awesome villain, and it was just simple. He had a score to settle with John because he was part of John's team, but he got kicked out. So basically, he just wanted revenge. So he faked his death because because the start of the film, John's team basically are killed off one by one. Then they get to John, they take his daughter, basically force him to do a political assassination, even though he doesn't actually do it. And even the addition of Cindy, who's like this flight attendant who he just happens to run into, I thought she was great. Like, I'll be honest, I did not remember. It has been a bit since I've watched Commando, but so many great one-liners. Probably my favorite fucking scene. Bill Duke, when he was fighting Bill Duke at the hotel, and he was like, "Fuck you, asshole," and he like shoots some of the guns out, and fucking Arnold, "Fuck you, asshole." It's so good. This movie really showcases Arnold's strength. I don't know if he actually, because there's a scene where he chases Sully, who I recognize him from The Warriors. He's in like a phone booth. Fucking Arnold just like lifts it. He flips a car. Dude flips a car. He lifts the whole fucking thing. Even later in the movie, he kills Bennett with a fucking pipe. He kills him with a fucking sewage pipe. He just grabs him. What the fuck? And it still works. And I love it. Like, that's what makes it so ridiculous. And I love the music, too. I love the music throughout the film that plays. It's so good. And I love, like, the little Terminator, because this is, like, a year after, the first Terminator, so you got a lot of Terminator one-liners. I mean, there's a scene where he says, "I'll be back." Well, he says, "I'll be back, Bennett," but, yeah, he says, "I'll be back." The "fuck you, asshole" thing, that was from Terminator. Fucking, I think there was one more. It'll probably come to me, because I'm pretty sure there was, like, another Terminator reference, but those were, like, the two that at least off the top of my head. But, yeah, overall, great film. One of Arnold's best. I had to review it. I mean, that iconic shot of him getting ready, putting all those weapons, getting ready, or the scene with the rocket launcher, or even the end when he has his daughter and he's just walking. Bennett is such a good villain. You wanted him to get his the whole fucking time. Like, to me, that is when you have a good villain. Like, it's like when you want him to fucking get his. And he does. I mean, he gets fucking killed with a pipe through the chest. Let off some steam, Bennett. That's probably gonna be my fucking title of this video. Let off some steam, Bennett. Yeah. I love the ending song. It's just a simple film. It's not really anything else I can say. Like, yeah, John Matrix is a great character. Man just wants to save his daughter. That's it. It's such a simple premise. That's why it works, because it's like you can put yourself in his position. Yeah, you have a lot of like 80s-isms, but it works here. So if I had to give it out of 10, like, I guess if I'm breaking down objectively, probably like 8 or 7 or 8, but I probably 11 out of 10 if we're going subjective. I fucking love it. I love how over the top it is, and it leans into it. Or even like the start of the film, there's Arnold just like carrying a whole fucking tree trunk, like a whole log. Just... Or like there's so many moments, man, in this movie where he showcases his, he fucking, because he has to go hide, he pulls like a fucking car seat out of the thing. It's like, what the fuck? It's so good. So yeah, the kills are great. The one-liners after he does the kills too. Yeah. I definitely recommend it. It's a great movie, fun premise. Even Cindy is a fun little side character that you just kind of meet, and it's great. So, tomorrow, Starship Troopers 3 review, and Starship Troopers 3, it's definitely better than 2, and that's probably what it's going to be titled. It's definitely better than 2, but it's not great. Unfortunately, like, Rico does come back, but it's like he's like the only one. The CGI is awful. Like, oh my god. This is a movie from like 2008, I think, and it's like this, and it's straight to DVD, I get it, but holy shit. It's like my god, there was no budget. Like, it was like the bugs, I would argue, almost look worse than they did in the second movie. But anyway, I'll talk about that tomorrow. And Friday, I'm dreading. Because I have to sit through that shitty Candyman reboot again. I'm dreading that look. And fucking Barbie, too. It's like, fuck. So anyway, but let's get into Commando. So the film opens with Bill Duke, and some other dude, they're posing as trash men, but they're killing, shooting people, and then another killing. So basically, they're killing Arnold's old team. And this is where we're introduced to John Matrix, who lives with his daughter in a secluded mountain home. His former captain, Captain Kirby, comes to inform him that his former teammates are getting killed. While this happens, Bennett's people, along with Bennett, who later shows up, attack the house. They kidnap the girl, and I fucking love this part, where Arnold, I keep saying Arnold, John gets back to the house, and the guy says, "Oh, we have your daughter," and he's like, "Right." That's what it was. Fuck. That was the other Terminator thing I was thinking of. Because like, the guy was like, "Oh, we have your daughter, right?" Something like, we have her right, and then fucking John's like, "Wrong." Just shoots him. Terminator, because I was like Terminator 1, or the wrong line. I don't think the right part, but the wrong line was from Terminator. So there's a few. So he tries to chase her to get her back, but gets taken down. This is where we get the reveal, because he was told Bennett died, but we actually get the reveal that no, Bennett's still alive. And yeah, he is so fucking good. I fucking love Bennett. How over the top he is. And it's like, because obviously, even in the fight, which I'll talk about later, but it's just, I'm going to mention it a little bit here. The fight, there's a part of me, it's like, it is hard to believe. I'm like, I don't buy this dude taking on Arnold in a straight up fight, but whatever. It's a movie. It's one of those things, too, because it's like, Arnold had no problem beating up all these dudes, and when he gets to Ben, all of a sudden he has to act like he's struggling to fight him. But it's fine. It's an 80s movie. You gotta give Bennett a chance. He can't just be, he just kills Bennett, and that's it. Like, I get it. So you just kind of have to accept it. Like, if we're gonna be real, no one is really believable against 80s Arnold. Like, in his peak Arnold at that point, at least fighting-wise. So you just kind of have to accept it. So he's kidnapped, and this is where we meet Arius, who orders him to do a political hit for him in like another country, or they'll kill his daughter, basically. And then he acts like he goes with it. They send like a bodyguard with him to go to the plane. But I love how John just kills the bodyguard, like snaps his neck, and then makes it look like he's like asleep. And then he gets off the plane, chases Sully down. This is where he runs into Cindy. And he just yanks this fucking car seat. I was dying, man. I don't know if he actually did that. Like, Arnold's strength in the 80s was insane then, because I don't know if they actually did it. I don't know if it's a case of, like, it was, like, the screws were loose or something to make it look like he just yanked it off, but whatever. Movie magic, it looked good. And then they follow Sully to a mall. He asks, John asks her to basically act like she's flirting because Sully was hitting on her earlier. She initially goes to security because, you know, she thinks he's like a crazy guy. But then she runs into Sully. We get a big chase. I fucking love this whole scene at the mall. You got like all these fucking security guards trying to take Arnold down. It's like, I can't, it's so hilarious. John's just taking him on easily, just taking them all out while trying to get to Sully. This is where we get that. He just lifts the fucking phone booth. It's like, what the fuck? He just lifts it. And basically body slams. It was fucking great. It had me dying, low-key. So we get another big car chase. Matrix manages to cause Sully to crash. And we get this fucking hilarious scene where, because before he left the plane, he told Sully, I'm gonna kill you last, because he forces Sully to tell him where they're going, but he actually already had the information because he found it was some, I don't remember the name, but it was like a hotel, a motel, sorry. So then this is where he said, I told you I was gonna kill you last. I lied. He just fucking drops him over like a cliff. And then when Sydney asks what she's like, I let him go. Like, these movies are so good. Like, how they were able to have that balance of humor, but it'd still be, like, solid. Because it's a serious situation. Man is trying to get his daughter back from crazies. And he only has, like, 11 hours, I think is where it started, to get her back. Yeah. So, while this happens, we see that we get the reveal. Well, not a reveal, because even John knew that basically they're acting like they're going to give her back, but in reality, they're going to kill her regardless. So, hold on. Okay. I thought I was, like, about to burp. Sorry. Anyway, fucking, they go to the hotel, and this is where we get the fight with Bill Duke. And it was a good fight, too, for what it was, but when because he uses the bullet initially, and, you know, John, like, dodged it. And then this is where he runs out of bullets. Because he's like, fuck you, assholes. He thinks he's about to kill him. And then it's like, that click is like, uh-oh. Fuck you, asshole. John just eats. It's so fucking great. I was dead, man. I fucking love that scene. It's so, because that's, like, perfect. It's like, because he thought he had the edge, and he's like, that click, and he's like, fuck you, asshole. So good. But he ends up killing him. So they have to go break into like I'll say some sort of base. Basically, this is where he can find the location. Get another cool little action scene here. I like that in the movie, it's towards the end, throughout the movie, they don't make it seem like Cindy and John are a thing. Obviously, towards the end, it kind of seems like it. They don't say it, but when she's waiting at the plane, and this is where John says no chance, because, you know, Kirby asks, you'll be back, and he's like, no chance, because it's like almost implied, like, he looks at her like, oh, I'm a woman now. Like, kind of that's what's hinted, but I like they don't make it, like, so, like, over the, like, they knew how to do, like, if there were gonna be a romantic couple, they make it, like, subtle, like, where it's not, like, set up the whole fucking movie. Like, there are times where that's fine, but in here, I like that it was, like, because John's about trying to get his daughter back. I think he's not thinking about, you know, trying to get with her at that moment, so I really like that they didn't do that. They didn't try to force it. It just kind of happened towards, like, it's somewhat hinted. Like, that's kind of how I look at it. Like, oh, they're gonna probably become something, but they just don't say it, and they don't kiss probably on screen. But anyway, So they end up going through the car, and this is where, oh, that's where they found it. Yeah, so anyway. So then they go to the surplus store. He fucking John just runs through it with the fucking bulldozer. And for some reason, I just love, and it's one of those movies, we're in a world where you can just accept, yeah, we're in a world where you can just get rocket launcher at a fucking surplus store. You can just get a bunch of guns, which that part isn't necessarily unbelievable. It's the fucking rocket launcher, but you just kind of accept it. It's like Cobra Kai, where just everyone does karate. It's the same thing here. Everyone, you can just buy a fucking rocket launcher at a fucking at a surplus store. Fuck it. So then he ends up getting arrested, and fucking Cindy just uses it, which, who knows, that could have went terribly wrong if she aimed it wrong, and it could have blown up the whole fucking, because they were in like a SWAT van. But yeah, so she ends up getting John. Basically, this is where we get the suit up scene. I fucking love it, where he puts on like the military garb, like puts ammo in the guns. Yeah, man. Love those moments in an action movie. like, it's just like, yay, he's about to kick some fucking ass, and he does. Initially, it was like sneaking around using blades. Like, he threw knives. And I think he had like I'm assuming it was like a ballistic knife. Like, because there's if you remember Black Ops 1, he had a ballistic knife that can like shoot. That's what I'm assuming he had. So he ended up doing that, and then he just switches to an AK, and then this is where we get the explosion scene, and he just fucking a bunch of people up to get his daughter back. Like, this movie goes too. Like, it pretty much, like, that scene in the beginning, we weren't that long into the movie. I didn't clock it at the moment, but he ends up killing Arius with a shotty. Then initially is about to find his daughter, but then Bennett, because his daughter like gets out of the room, she was locked in, but Bennett manages to get her. But John goads him into a fight, and it's one of those things you just kind of have to accept. Yeah, it's hard for me to buy that Bennett could really even do anything to John, but it's whatever. It's a movie. You gotta have it. So it was not a bad fight, actually. It like, I like sometimes in these fights, don't get me wrong, I like, Jet Li movies, or like martial arts movies where the fights are stylized, but I'm okay with sometimes a fight just being more realistic, where it's not gonna look good. Like, if we're gonna be real fights do not look good like they do in movies. So I like some shit. I like that they didn't go with the stylized within the Bennett and Matrix fight was very kind of raw. There's a lot of punches. Like, it didn't look great, obviously. It's not like in terms of like movement, it's not like an amazing fight, but it was a decent fight. But fucking Bennett's about to shoot him when fucking John just pulls off a pipe off the wall and throws it in. Somehow it just impales him in the chest. It's another thing, like, you just kind of accept that it happened. You're in a world that the fucking pipes are like spears, basically. And then this is where we get the let off some steam Bennett. And then goes Kurt, because we also get a Bill Paxton cameo, because he was on like I guess because he was like one of those people, you're in like restricted areas. I did not remember Bill Paxton being in this movie. I will be honest, that shocked me. It's like, even though he was only in it for like 2 seconds, it's like, holy shit, I did not remember you're in this movie too. It's like, God, he is in a lot of movies. Like, when you really think about it, not just like, obviously he was in Predator 2, Aliens, and the first Terminator, but like in this, fucking, game over, man. But I thought he was good in this movie. Like, I thought he was, for like the few seconds we got of him, but it's like cool to see that I think he was in a vampire movie too, Near Dark. I think that's what it was. Near Dark, he was in that. Like, dude's in a lot. Like, when you think about it, I didn't like. I'll be honest, I didn't remember him in this movie. So, um, John basically says he's done, that this was his last mission, but Kirby's like, you'll be back, or something, basically something like that. And then he sees Cindy comes up. That's where it looks like to me that like they're hinting that they're gonna do something more, but they don't. It's like natural. But it is definitely obscure because you don't necessarily know. They even like when she hugs the daughter, she doesn't like kiss John, so it's not like, but it's kind of like up in the air kind of thing. But I took that as that because it does like that look, like, because it wasn't just like I'm with my daughter, like, oh, they have a wife again, because like, I guess I don't know if and I like that they don't go too into like the past. Like, we know John was a Green Beret, but that's it. Like, and he had a team, but they don't go too into detail. Little things, but they don't spend like, oh, let's spend like 30 minutes on, like, they're like, nah, let's just get into the story. But overall, awesome flick, man. It's action packed. The soundtrack is fun. I actually think it's a funny movie, like genuinely funny movie. I thought his like, honestly, John's banter with Cindy was great. The fucking fight between him and that's probably even though the Bennett fight was great, I personally do prefer that fight at the motel. I think it's just general that had better choreography. But the other thing that I'm not gonna lie, that line, "Fuck you, asshole," gun runs, "Fuck you, asshole," so good. Yeah. One of Arnold's best. I don't blame people who says this is their favorite Arnold movie. For me, it's the Predator, T2. I just don't, his performance in that. But this is definitely up there. This would probably be like number 3, because it would be T2. I don't know, because I almost feel like if I don't say T1 would have to be number 2, because the way he played an Evil Cole. So this would be like 4 then, because 3 would be Predator. But yeah, this is still up there within the top 5. It's just Arnold at his best, man. It's peak Arnold. That would have probably been another title I would have went with, but I'm going to go with Let Off Some Steam, Bennett. So definitely a fun film. 8 out of 10. I'm definitely watching this one yearly. I think I'm going to go with, since I guess to continue with Arnold, I'm going to do a Raw Deal. That's actually been a minute since I've seen that movie. So we'll be doing that next week. I think also I'm going to start I've been wanting to do Extraction 1 and 2. So I'm going to do Extraction 1 next week too. So because, since it's summer, I figured why not do Action Summer? Granted, I'm starting it a bit late because we're like midway in July, but fuck it. So that's my plan. So I might as well, I guess this will be like the kickoff with Commando. And next week I'm doing Raw Deal. Then I'm also doing Extraction 1. So yeah, let's do it. Anyway, y'all. I want to talk to y'all next time. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Starship Troopers 3. I guess it won't be a rant, but it's not a good movie. Rico couldn't carry it, but it's definitely better than 2. It is way better than 2. But I'm gonna rewatch it and maybe we'll see how it holds up. Maybe if I might be maybe nicer to it because giving it a second view. But yeah, guys. But yeah, that's what I got going on tomorrow. Anyway, cheers, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.